Before I go any further, I need to ask you something. Have you ever given someone everything, only to realize they saw you as nothing more than an ATM with a pulse? The phone was still in my hand, screen dark, but I could hear my own breathing echoing in the silence of my living room. My fingers trembled slightly as I set it down on the coffee table, right next to the framed photo of Robert and me on our 40th anniversary. He'd been gone 2 years now, and I swear I could still smell his cologne some mornings. But that phone call changed everything. Let me back up. My name is Margaret, and I'm 68 years old. I live in Portland, Oregon, in the same house Robert and I bought 35 years ago. We never had children of our own. It just never happened for us, and after years of trying, we made our peace with it, but we weren't childless. My sister Linda had passed away when her son Tyler was only 12, and Robert and I became his legal guardians. We raised that boy, took him to soccer practice, helped with homework, paid for his college applications. When he graduated high school, we threw him a party in our backyard with 100 guests. Robert cried that day. I'd never seen him cry except at Linda's funeral. Tyler was our son in every way that mattered. After college, Tyler moved to Seattle for a tech job. We understood. Young people need to spread their wings. He'd visit every few months, call every Sunday evening at 6, like clockwork. We were so proud of him. Then, about 3 years ago, everything shifted. Tyler called on a Wednesday afternoon instead of Sunday. "Grandma Maggie," he said, using the name he'd called me since he was 3. "I need to talk to you about something." My heart jumped. "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" I'm fine, he rushed to assure me. "Actually, I'm more than fine. I'm incredible. I have this opportunity, Grandma, a real chance to build something meaningful." He explained that he wanted to leave his tech job and start his own company. He'd been developing an app for the past year, working nights and weekends. He had 2 partners lined up. They had a business plan. They just needed capital to get started. "How much are you thinking?" I asked carefully. There was a pause. $50,000. I nearly dropped the phone. "I know it's a lot," he continued quickly. "But Grandma, this is my shot. This is everything I've been working toward. Robert always said I had an entrepreneurial spirit, remember? He'd want me to take this chance." The mention of Robert hit me right in the chest. My husband had said that many times. He'd always believed Tyler could do anything he set his mind to. "Let me think about it," I told him. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Tyler at 12 years old, crying at his mother's funeral. About Tyler at 16, struggling with calculus until Robert spent 3 nights helping him understand it. About Tyler at 22, walking across that graduation stage, turning to blow us a kiss. I had money. Robert's life insurance, our savings, my pension. We'd lived simply. We didn't need much. What was I saving it for, anyway? You can't take it with you. And Tyler was my family. My only family. I called him back the next morning. "I'll do it." The scream of joy on the other end of the line made me smile. "Grandma! Oh my God! Grandma Maggie, you won't regret this. I promise you won't regret this." "I know I won't, sweetheart. Your grandfather would be so proud." 2 weeks later, I transferred $50,000 into Tyler's account. It represented nearly a third of my savings, but I told myself it was an investment. In Tyler. In our relationship. In the future. He called me that evening, ecstatic. It went through. "Grandma, we're doing this. We're really doing this. I love you so much." "I love you too, Tyler. Make us proud." "I will. I promise I will." For the first few months, he'd call weekly with updates. They'd secured office space. They'd hired their first employee. They were developing the beta version. Each conversation filled me with pride. This was my grandson, my boy, building something real. Then the calls became less frequent. Every 2 weeks. Then monthly. I understood. He was busy. Building a company takes time and focus. I didn't want to be the nagging grandmother, so I gave him space. 6 months after I'd given him the money, I called him on a Sunday evening, our old traditional time. It went to voicemail. I left a message. Hi, sweetheart. Just checking in. Miss you. Call me when you get a chance. He texted back 3 days later. Crazy busy. We'll call soon. I waited. Soon turned into 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into a month. When he finally called, his voice sounded different. Distracted. Hey, Grandma. Tyler! Oh, honey, it's so good to hear your voice. How's everything going? Really good. Really good, actually. We just landed our first major client. Revenue is starting to come in. That's wonderful. I meant it. I'm so proud of you. Thanks. Hey, I gotta run. Team meeting in 5. Oh, of course. But Tyler, before you go, I was thinking maybe I could visit Seattle next month? See your office? Meet your team? A pause. Next month is crazy. We're doing a product launch. Maybe after that? Sure, sweetheart. After that sounds great. After that never came. I started noticing things. Little things. When I'd text him, his responses became shorter, more generic. Busy. Swamped. Talk later. I'd see him posting on social media, photos of him at conferences, at company parties, at trendy Seattle restaurants. He looked happy, successful. He was living the life he'd dreamed of, and I was happy for him. I truly was. But a small part of me, a part I felt guilty about, wondered if he ever thought about where that first 50,000 came from. About the woman who'd raised him, who'd believed in him enough to risk a third of her savings on his dream. On what would have been Robert's 70th birthday, I posted a photo of him on Facebook. Tyler liked it. Just a like. No comment. No call. I stared at that little thumbs-up icon and told myself I was being unreasonable. He was busy. Successful people are busy. Then came the incident with Thanksgiving. I'd spent 2 days preparing Robert's famous turkey recipe, the one he'd made every year. I'd set the table for 2, even though I knew Tyler might not make it, but I'd invited him 6 weeks in advance. He'd said, "I'll try my best, Grandma." 7 o'clock rolled around. The turkey sat cooling on the counter. I called him. "Hey, Grandma. I'm so sorry. Something came up with work. A client emergency. I just can't get away." I could hear music in the background. Laughter. It didn't sound like an office. "That's okay, sweetheart," I said, keeping my voice steady. "These things happen. I'll make it up to you. I promise." I ate alone that night. Robert's empty chair across from me, Tyler's place setting untouched. I wrapped up the leftovers and put them in the freezer. I didn't have the heart to eat them. Christmas was the same story. "So sorry, Grandma. The team is doing a year-end push, next year for sure." I started keeping a mental list, not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't help it. Thanksgiving. Christmas. My 67th birthday. Robert's first death anniversary. Each occasion marked by an absence. An excuse. A promise of next time. I told myself I was being selfish. He was building a life. That's what we'd raised him to do. Be independent. Be successful. I should be grateful he was thriving. Not resentful that he was too busy for me. But late at night, when the house was too quiet and I'd catch myself setting out 2 coffee cups by habit before remembering Robert was gone, I'd wonder if I'd made a mistake. Not the money. The money wasn't the issue. It was the way Tyler had changed. Or maybe he hadn't changed at all. Maybe I'd just been useful. And now I wasn't anymore. Then came the call that changed everything. I was in the garden, planting the summer tomatoes, when my phone rang. It was Tyler. My heart leapt. He so rarely called anymore. "Grandma Maggie." "Hey, Tyler, what a wonderful surprise. I have incredible news. We just got acquired." "Acquired?" "Another company bought us. A major tech firm. Grandma, it's life-changing money. We're talking millions." I sat down hard on the garden bench. "Tyler, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Thanks." "Hey, there's going to be this whole celebration thing. Press releases, interviews, the works. It's crazy. You deserve it, honey. You worked so hard." "Yeah." A pause. "So anyway, I gotta jump. Just wanted to share the good news. Tyler, Wait. When can I see you? It's been almost a year. Has it been that long? Man, time flies. Soon, Grandma. Soon, I promise. The line went dead. I sat in the garden for a long time, dirt under my fingernails, the phone silent in my lap. He'd made millions. From a company that wouldn't exist without my $50,000, and he couldn't spare an afternoon to visit the woman who'd raised him. I wasn't angry. Not yet. I was just hollow. 2 months later, I got the diagnosis. Stage 2 breast cancer. Treatable, they said. Caught early. Good prognosis, with chemotherapy and radiation. I was terrified. I called Tyler from the oncologist's parking lot, hands shaking so badly I could barely hold the phone. Voicemail. I tried to keep my voice steady as I left the message. Tyler, it's Grandma. I need to talk to you about something important. Could you call me back when you get a chance? I really need to talk to you. 3 days went by. Nothing. I started chemotherapy alone. The nurse asked if someone was picking me up. I lied and said yes. Then I took an Uber home and threw up in my bathroom for 4 hours straight. On the 5th day, after my message, Tyler texted, "Sorry, just seeing this. Everything okay?" I stared at that text. 5 days. 5 days to respond to, "I need to talk to you about something important from the woman who raised you." I typed and deleted 3 different responses. Finally, I just wrote, "I have cancer. Starting treatment." He called within minutes. "Grandma! Oh my God! Why didn't you say so in the message?" I would have called right away. Would you? I thought. But what I said was, "I'm okay. Doctors are optimistic. Do you need anything?" Money? I can send money. I don't need money, Tyler. I stopped myself. What? What do you need? You, I wanted to say. I need you to visit. I need you to sit with me during chemo. I need you to be my grandson again. But I didn't say that. Because I suddenly realized that if I had to ask, if he didn't already know, then what was the point? Nothing, I said quietly. I just wanted you to know. Okay, well, keep me updated. And seriously, if you need money for medical bills or anything, I'm fine, Tyler. I have good insurance. All right. I love you, Grandma. I love you too. He didn't visit. Not once during the 6 months of treatment. He sent flowers to my first chemo session with a card that read, "Thinking of you, Tyler." The flowers died within a week. I kept the card on my nightstand and hated myself for it. My neighbor, Carol, drove me to treatments. My book club friends brought me meals. The lady from church I barely knew held my hand through the worst of the nausea. But my grandson, the boy I'd raised, the boy I'd given $50,000 to chase his dream, sent flowers. I started feeling something I'd never felt toward Tyler before. It wasn't quite anger. It was deeper than that. It was disappointment. Profound, bone-deep disappointment. The turning point came on a Tuesday morning. I was in my 2nd month of radiation, still weak, still tired all the time. I was scrolling through Facebook, something I'd been doing more of lately to pass the time, when I saw it. Tyler had been featured in a major tech magazine. 30 Under 30. Young entrepreneurs changing the game. There was a full photo shoot, Tyler in a expensive suit, leaning against a modern office desk, looking confident and successful. I read the article. He talked about his journey, the challenges of building a startup, the thrill of the acquisition. He mentioned his co-founders by name. He thanked his team. He credited his success to believing in myself and taking risks. Not one mention of the woman who'd made that risk possible. Not one word about the $50,000 that had literally started his company. I could have lived with that. I really could have. I didn't need public acknowledgement. But then I got to the section about his personal life. The interviewer asked, "What's your biggest regret?" Tyler's answer, "Not starting sooner. I wasted time in a corporate job when I should have trusted my instincts. If I could go back, I'd tell my younger self to take the leap earlier. If he could go back." I sat there, staring at those words, and something inside me finally broke. If he could go back, He wouldn't change anything about how he'd treated me. He wouldn't prioritize the woman who'd raised him, who'd believed in him, who'd given him the foundation to build his empire. He'd just start sooner. That afternoon, I called my lawyer. "Margaret, good to hear from you. How are you feeling?" "Better. Thank you." "Donald, I need to update my will." I'd had everything set to go to Tyler. Every penny. The house. Robert's life insurance policy that I'd barely touched. My pension. Everything. "Not anymore. I want to establish a scholarship fund," I told Donald. Full-ride scholarships for students who've lost parents. Kids in foster care. Kids like Tyler was, who need a chance. "That's very generous, Margaret. And I want to remove Tyler as beneficiary." A pause. "Are you sure?" "That's a significant change." "I'm absolutely sure." As Donald drew up the paperwork, I felt something I hadn't felt in 2 years. Clarity. I'd been waiting for Tyler to see me, to value me, to remember where he came from. But you can't make someone care. You can't force someone to be grateful. All you can do is decide what you're worth. The day I signed the new will, I made another decision. I called Tyler. He answered on the 4th ring, distracted as always. "Hey, Grandma, what's up? I'm actually in the middle of..." "I'm cutting you off." Silence. "What?" "I'm removing you from my will. I'm donating everything to a scholarship fund for kids who've lost their parents." "Grandma, what are you talking about? Where is this coming from?" "From 2 years of being invisible. From Thanksgiving alone. From 6 months of cancer treatment without a single visit. From reading an article where you credit your success to yourself, and only yourself." "That article? Grandma, it's just PR. It's not personal." "Tyler, you didn't even mention me. Not once. $50,000. That's what started your company. $50,000 from a woman on a fixed income who believed in you, and you act like you did it all yourself." "I never said I did it all myself. You're twisting things." "When's the last time you visited me?" Silence. "When's the last time you called without needing something or having big news to share?" More silence. "Did you even know I was still in treatment?" I've been meaning to check in. Meaning to..." I laughed, but there was no humor in it. "Tyler, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be an afterthought. I don't want to wait for calls that never come. I'm 68 years old. I have cancer. And I'm tired. Grandma, please. I'm sorry. I know I've been a terrible grandson. Let me fix this. Let me come visit this weekend." "No." "What do you mean?" "No? I mean, I don't want a pity visit. I don't want you to come because you feel guilty or because you're worried about the inheritance. I wanted you to come because you loved me, because you missed me, because I matter to you. But I don't think I do." "Not really. That's not fair." "You're right. It's not fair. It's not fair that I raised you. It's not fair that I gave you everything I had. It's not fair that I spent Thanksgiving alone because you were too busy. Nothing about this is fair." I hung up before he could respond. He called back immediately. I declined the call. He called again. Again. Text messages flooded in. "Please pick up. Let me explain. I'm sorry. Don't do this." I blocked his number. The next morning, I bought a plane ticket to Italy. Robert and I had always talked about going to Tuscany. We'd planned it for his retirement. We were going to rent a villa, drink wine, eat pasta, visit vineyards. We never made it. He died 2 months before we were supposed to leave. But I was going now. I was going for both of us. I spent 3 weeks in Italy. I took cooking classes in Florence. I toured the Uffizi Gallery. I sat in small cafes in Rome and ate the best gelato I'd ever tasted. I made friends with a 72-year-old British woman named Beatrice who was traveling solo after her husband passed. "Life's too short to wait for permission to be happy," she told me over wine in Siena. "And it's definitely too short to waste on people who don't appreciate you." I came home different. Lighter somehow, I joined a painting class. I started volunteering at a local youth center, mentoring teenagers in foster care. I traveled to Vancouver, to San Francisco, to places Robert and I had always meant to visit. I didn't think about Tyler. Or rather, I tried not to. Sometimes late at night I'd wonder if I'd been too harsh. But then I'd remember sitting alone at Thanksgiving, remember going through chemo without him, remember that article, and the guilt would fade. 6 months after I'd blocked his number, I saw him at Robert's grave. I'd gone to put fresh flowers on the headstone, like I did every Sunday. And there he was, standing in front of the grave, shoulders slumped. He looked up when he heard my footsteps. His eyes were red. "Grandma." I didn't say anything, just stood there, flowers in hand. "I've been coming here every week," he said quietly, "hoping I'd run into you. You blocked my number. You won't answer emails. This was the only place I thought you might be. What do you want?" "Tyler, to apologize, truly apologize. Not because of the money, not because of the will, because I was wrong. I was selfish and ungrateful, and I took you for granted." I looked at him, really looked at him. He was 29 now, a successful entrepreneur, a man who'd achieved his dreams, and he looked miserable. "You gave me everything," he continued, voice breaking. "Money, yes, but more than that. You gave me a home when I lost my mom. You and Grandpa Robert, you made me feel safe. You believed in me, and I repaid that by forgetting you the second I didn't need anything." "Why?" I asked. It was the question I'd been asking myself for 2 years. Why wasn't I worth your time? Because I'm an idiot. Because I got caught up in success and ambition, and I told myself I'd visit later. I'd call later. There was always later. And then later became never. And I didn't realize what I'd lost until it was too late. I had cancer, Tyler. I sat in a hospital room getting poison pumped into my veins, and you sent flowers. He closed his eyes. A tear slid down his cheek. I know, and I'll regret that for the rest of my life. Your grandfather died thinking you were going to be the best of us. I want you to know that before he passed, when he was lying in that hospice bed, he told me he was so proud of you. He said you were going to do amazing things. And he was right. You did do amazing things. But he would be so disappointed in the man you became. Tyler's face crumpled. He turned away, shoulders shaking. I placed the flowers on Robert's grave. "I forgive you," I said quietly. He turned back, hope in his eyes. "But I don't trust you. And I'm not going to spend whatever time I have left waiting for you to remember I exist. I have a life now. A full life. I have friends. I have purpose. I have peace. And I'm not giving that up. Can't we start over? Can't I try to make this right? Maybe someday. But not now. Now I'm going to finish my radiation treatments. I'm going to go to Paris in the spring. I'm going to mentor kids who actually appreciate having someone in their corner, and I'm going to live for me." I walked away. He didn't follow. That was 8 months ago. Tyler still emails sometimes. Birthday cards, Christmas cards, updates on his life. I respond occasionally. Brief, polite messages. He's asked to visit 3 times. I've said no twice and yes once. He came last month, stayed for 2 hours, helped me plant bulbs in the garden. It was awkward but not hostile. I don't know if we'll ever have a real relationship again. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I've made my peace with both possibilities. The scholarship fund launched last month. Full rides for 5 students this year. Kids who've lost parents. Kids in foster care. Kids who need someone to believe in them the way I once believed in Tyler. One of the recipients is a 17-year-old girl named Sophie who lost both parents in a car accident. She wants to study engineering. She sent me a thank you letter that I keep on my refrigerator. "You've given me a chance I never thought I'd have," she wrote. "I promise I won't waste it." I believe her. And even if she does, even if she goes off to college and forgets about the old lady who funded her education, I'll still be okay. Because I've learned something important. Your worth isn't determined by how much you give or what you sacrifice. It's not measured by how much others appreciate you. It's decided by you, by how you value yourself, by what you're willing to accept. I spent 2 years accepting crumbs from someone I'd given everything to, waiting for him to see me, to value me, to love me the way I loved him. But I don't wait anymore. I'm too busy living. Before I let you go, I want to ask you something. Have you ever had to walk away from someone you loved because staying was costing you too much? Because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose yourself. Comment below and let me know. And if this story resonated with you, if you've ever felt invisible to someone who should see you, share this video. Someone else needs to hear it. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Fill yours first.